That's going to be brilliant for the outset.
Good morning. Today, once again, I'm joined by British soldier and ocean world record holder, Mr. Jack Jarvis.
An all-round good egg. How's it going, guys? Good morning. Today we're going to speak about the 4 ways to keep yourself disciplined to achieve whatever goal you want to do.
Principle number 1 is have a strong why. The reason it's called discipline and not motivation is because it's about getting the job done even when you don't feel like it, and especially when you don't feel like it. You need a strong anchor to hold yourself to in the difficult moments. Once you've set yourself a long-term mission, whatever it may be, that long-term mission needs to be more important to you than the short-term comfort or satisfaction you would gain from not adhering to that mission. And I'm going to give you 2 examples of that right now. Example number 1 is if you're skinny, you want to build muscle, but you can't be bothered to go to the gym. You've got to work out what's more important to you. Is it that short-term comfort of sitting on your ass on the sofa and not going to the gym? Or is it the long-term achievement of getting the body that you want? So you've got to decide, am I willing to trade this comfort for the next 2 hours in order to get myself in the gym, and that's going to lend itself to my long-term plan. Example number 2 is if you're overweight, but you've got a tasty treat sat in front of you. Obviously, you've got to decide, is that pleasure and enjoyment in the short-term satisfaction, it's going to be less than 5 minutes of pleasure, worth sacrificing the rest of your life or the medium long-term goal of getting in shape and losing that weight? Ask yourself, what means more to me? Enjoying this cake right now, or losing the weight? So using that principle, you can ask yourself a question every time you make a decision, and that decision will become instantly clearer.
Principle number 2, make it easy for yourself to be disciplined. This can be as simple as putting your alarm clock out of reach, so you have to physically get out of your bed in the morning. Have your gym clothes folded up, stacked up, ready to go. Okay, so there's no other decisions you have to make in the morning apart from get up, your gym clothes are already laid out, and your water bottle is waiting for you by the front door. This can also be applied to business. Okay, if you're working a second job and you need to send some emails before you go to work, guess what? Have your laptop set up, fully charged, so it's ready to just switch on, send the emails, and you're good to go for the rest of the day. Also, make a plan. It's very easy to stick to a diet and be disciplined if all your meal prep's done on a Sunday, or you've done your shopping on a Sunday. It's one less thing to do on a Monday. The same when it comes to the gym. Have a plan of what you're going to do in the gym. All right, don't just freeball it, okay, because this is just going to take more time away, and it's going to be easier for that discipline to slip.
Principle number 3, make it something you enjoy. There's no point starting a plant pot business if you couldn't care less about plant pots, because when you have to get yourself out of bed to be motivated for it, it's going to be much more difficult than when it's something that's intrinsically aligned with your values, your principles, and your interests. So take my example now as an online coach. I'm extremely passionate and interested in building people's mindsets to be rock solid, helping them get into the best physical shape that they can be, and also building their confidence up. The fact that I'm intrinsically motivated to do that means that when I'm sat down for X amount of hours in a day working, I can get into a flow state and just bang, bang, bang out all the work, rather than, you know, like it would be revising for a GCSE exam in whatever the subject might be. Religious education. It's like, I don't want to be doing this, and it makes it far harder to sit down and do the work. So if you can, try and pick your work wisely, find something you actually enjoy to work towards, and you'll never work a day in your life, as they say.
Principle number 4 about staying disciplined: find someone or something to hold you externally accountable. Now, if you're still struggling to hold yourself accountable, having someone else is going to help. Whether you've got a physical goal and you're raising money for charity, you're going to feel a debt to do what you've said you're going to do, so people haven't wasted their money. Or if it's business and you're selling plant pots, maybe tell one friend to ask you in a month to make sure you've emailed 30 suppliers or 30 distributors. Okay, I'm not saying look for external gratifications, help all your friends to give you praise when you've not done anything. This is just one person who knows what you're planning, and then they can say to you in a month, have you messaged 30 distributors about selling your plant pots?
Yeah, and that ties into exactly what we've done today as well.
Yeah.
It's 8 AM currently. We started training this morning at 6 AM, and I can tell you for a fact, if I wasn't externally accountable to him, that definitely wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, neither of us. Neither of us enjoy getting up that.
And that goes for training partners as well. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, 100%. If you've got a training partner, someone that you can rely on, if you've said, right, we're meeting at the gym at 6:30, guess what? You're probably going to get your ass up, because not only will you be letting yourself down, you'll be letting someone else down if you don't go to the gym at 6:30. So yeah, find a good training partner, and that is going to help you stay disciplined.
And a perfect example of how this works in the real world, if you think when you've set your alarm and you've got to wake up for work, you're externally accountable to your job, your salary, your boss, whatever it may be. You're not going to miss that alarm because you're a responsible adult. But if you set an alarm on an off day, a weekend, or a day of pleasure or leisure, you're more than likely, you've had it happen in the past where it's like, oh, I've got nothing to wake up for, I've got no plan, I'm not going to wake up. So yeah, until you can build that relationship with yourself where you're intrinsically responsible and you don't break promises to yourself, having a bit of external accountability will go a very long way.
Now I'm going to hold Adam accountable to do some conditioning, which he's very much looking forward to, aren't you?
Yeah, I love doing cardio with you, Jack. So there you go. Hope you've learned something today, and I'll see you, Jack might not, on the next adventure.